What's good, guys? We're two college students starting a podcast called Kimchi Fried Rice.
Kimchi fried rice.
So, welcome. And we expect to learn a lot, to say a lot, and teach a lot as we move forward. Without further ado, we're just going to say some introductions. I'm Nitish. I'm a junior at the University of Pennsylvania, and I'm what you might consider a minimally employed bum. And
Hi, I'm Anish. I'm a junior at the University of Pennsylvania studying computer science. And I'm what you call an unemployed bum. Nitish, do you want to go ahead and clarify what those terms mean?
Yeah, so grab a notebook, write this down because these are terms that will be referred to throughout the course. A minimally employed bum is one who got a job offer from a place for this summer, except they just really don't like the job and they're always trying to find something better. So, yes, on paper they're employed, but they're really just looking for something that would be a lot more fulfilling. I'm not going to go into details as to what my job offer is, but just know that I'm not very fulfilled by it. And then an unemployed bum, that's just someone who has no offer at all. So as you can tell, we're like almost halfway through our junior year of college, and we have a lot of ground to make up. But that's why they came up with this course, not this course, but this podcast. Well, it could be a course as well, but point is, we came up with this podcast just that we can record our lessons learned, takeaways, and advice moving forward. Because I think the lessons that we're going to learn at this low in our life, once you get out of the trenches, can be applied in many different aspects. And it's important to just have this on record so that we can come back to it and know how to approach our lives in the future as you navigate the constant ups and downs that life provides.
Well said. I guess the objective of this podcast is to kind of have a heart to heart after, a day, a few days. Just
Checking in.
seeing where we're at on our grind, seeing what steps we've taken to do with the job grind, to do around the job grind, effectively, which will all make us, convert us from that position of unemployed, minimally employed bum to a position of a high value man.
And in addition to that, we're college students just navigating also a pivotal point in our college careers. So just coming back, being able to reflect on one side all the steps that we've taken towards landing a job in our respective crafts, but at the same time, like also just debriefing about the social parts of our day, our mental health, our physical health, and all that woke stuff that's kind of bullshit, but like yeah, we just have to talk about it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
That being said, Natish, what's the agenda? Where do we start?
I think for today's agenda, we can just go over what each of us did in the last day, as well as maybe the last few days, if anything pivotal happened in our recruiting careers. And it's not just that. As I said, we're trying to focus on all aspects of life. So any other aspects like our social life, our relationships with people, so on and so forth. Just an open space. So, um, given that you're the one who's holding kimchi fried rice, I think it's your turn to speak.
It's my turn. um, yeah, no, these last few days have been very exciting. I'm still unemployed.
We know.
That was a little straightforward. But I'm actively in the interview process for a few companies. Heard some good news from other companies yesterday. Always puts a light on my face. I guess the key takeaway I've gotten from this is, there's going to be long periods of time where you do like mass applying or you do a lot of applying, you don't hear back. And like those times can be very uncertain, very tough, but it's important to navigate them knowing that, these companies are massive, multi-billion dollar organizations. I read up Apple's entire market capital is greater than the entirety of Italy's GDP. So for one company to be worth more than an entire country goes to show Like these are some big shot companies, some big deals, and so it's important to navigate them with confidence, but at the same time, not be scared about the situation at any time.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And one more thing I'd like to add is that in addition to the confidence, it's important to navigate it with gratefulness as well, because you're able to like take on these interviews, and regardless of how they go, like you've been select like not everyone even gets an interview from places like Apple. And you got that interview, and now you're just trying to perform to the best of your ability and sort of outclass everyone else is already in this elite group of people who got selected for an interview. So I think it's really important to just like, especially it's very stressful, take a moment and just realize how far you've really made it.
Hmm.
And I think that'll sort of feed into the confidence as well moving forward.
I appreciate the kind words. Natish, tell me about your few days.
If I'm being honest, I haven't really done too much for recruiting in the last few days. I've just been like practicing some new codes every now and then. Besides that, I've been trying to get ahead / caught up in a lot of my classes. But I think starting this weekend, I'm going to go a lot heavier into recruiting, into interview prep, and just mass applying to jobs.
Let me ask you this question. Do you feel like your classes are helping you with your recruitment process?
Not really.
Like you're taking a class big data analytics.
Big data analytics is probably the only class that is somewhat relevant to recruiting, just because I'm recruiting for quant, and some of these firms like ask for coding in terms of like data science and pandas and stuff. So I like big data analytics would probably help with that a little bit, but also not like that much.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd say this year it's definitely been a good experience because on one hand, I'm learning stuff in my classes, but on the other hand, I'm sort of just learning stuff on my own, like how to solve complex math problems, finance topics. So overall, I've been learning a lot, and I think regardless of how recruiting goes, I'll go back home for winter break just having a lot more knowledge than what I started with this year.
Preach. I have a question. Learning all this new information, don't you feel like at least the skills that you learn for the internship process, you want to apply to like your classes, for instance? Are you taking any classes next semester that align with your vision of what you want to do?
So I'm in a very rigid program. There are a lot of classes that I need to take, and they're just required. So I don't really have too much flexibility. But one class that I'm definitely interested in taking is the Wharton derivatives class. I like learned about ETFs and options this summer and this past semester in depth. So I think sort of building off of that through a derivatives class or like a fixed income class would be really cool. I'm considering it. So yeah.
Fascinating.
Thanks. Thanks.
So what are next steps? What's after this? What's on the road? What do you think about doing next?
I would say my internship situation is very polar. I mean, I always obviously have a offer, but it's from a place where I actually interned before, but I'm not gonna say which summer or anything because then it gives it away. But I interned there before, but I liked it.
Hey.
But
I'm glad you're being honest to this firm. I'm glad you're being truthful.
thanks. But then my other sort of prospect on the table is Jane Street. I have a final round coming up on December 3rd, and that's sort of what I'm preparing for. So, yeah, I'm sort of just putting everything I have into this interview, and whatever happens, happens.
Isn't that a lot of pressure to man of your caliber?
You're asking if it's a lot of pressure?
Mm-hmm.
Well, pressure creates diamonds. And it's my choice to either get squashed or transform into a diamond. And whatever happens, as long as I just keep on fighting, I can live with the result. If I get squashed, but I'm still fighting, that's fine. But at least I'll walk away from that with my chest out, knowing that I tried.
Like naked?
Like chest out naked. I mean, I could. Yeah, I'm a guy, so it's like it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's like more acceptable. If you know what I'm saying? But yeah, how is it going on other aspects of life?
On other aspects of life,
Yeah.
things are going great. Um, you know, I created a little software that could help a to-do planner that also helps you with goal setting. So extends beyond just to-do planning. Um, it's called Do. Besides that, what else have I been up to?
Cool.
Extracurriculars, they've been fun. Um, classes have been fun. Working on a few projects, an NLP project, which is very exciting
For your class.
for my class. NLP. It's on writing counter research, given a research paper.
Wow.
Just generates that shit.
Generates the shit.
But besides that, for my applied ML class, I don't think I actually even told you this. We're creating given a picture, can accurately pinpoint where GPS wise it is on the map, like a camera tracking app. If I took a picture of, Ben Franklin on Locust Walk, the app just based off that picture is going to be like, this is
Where you
Locust Walk.
Wow. It's very impressive.
Thank you.
How is it going so far? Is there any sort of track record or not track record, but any traction?
I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
You let me know.
I'll let you know when we get there.
But cool.
But no, exciting stuff.
Seems like your life is pretty exciting.
Exciting stuff. Talk to me about your life. What's been happening outside of the context of We spoke about classes. We spoke about
I'm in a couple of extracurriculars. I'm in like Penn Data Science group. I've just been sort of running events for that.
you're the vice president.
I'm the vice president. I've been running events, and then yesterday we actually had our kickoff meeting with UNICEF and Save the Children.
Wow.
That's good, exciting stuff, and I'm excited to share stuff from that.
Were there any children in this meeting?
No, it was all grown. It was all like very old people, like 60
But
years
it's
old.
to save the children.
It's to save the children.
They're
But you
just
might
wondering,
ask, like, how will we save the children if we don't know what the children want?
Yeah.
Right. That's something which I think we're gonna have to ask the children.
Oh.
But yeah, it's basically just with UNICEF trying to find a solution to integrate various aspects of data.
What is UNICEF to the people who don't know what UNICEF is?
United Nations something? I actually have no idea what it stands for.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
International Children and Education Fund.
probably. For all you know, you're probably right. But hey, props to you.
Thanks.
Props.
Thanks.
But we're meeting on Saturday to sort of kick off, come with the strategy, and then sort of deadlines. The project will go on until end of next semester, so pretty excited for it. Besides that, I've been like sort of on and off with research with like a group I was with like since freshman year, but I haven't really talked to them in a while. Last time I sort of connected with them was a couple of weeks back.
But you're thinking about pursuing this research.
No, I'm already in the group. I just like haven't really been doing too much for them.
Hmm.
But yeah, probably gonna like shoot out an email, ask them if they need anything. And besides that, just like yeah, just busy with school. I went to the gym for the first time today,
That's great.
trying to sort of pick up the schedule again.
Do you think that's going to be a consistent thing?
I always think it's going to be a consistent thing,
Hmm.
but I think in practicality, it is a busy time of the semester where it's hard to keep it very consistent. But as long as it's a thought in my mind, like okay, I need to go to the gym at some point, I'll probably go sufficiently enough.
That's the first step.
It's not really reasonable to have a consistent strict schedule, but just do the best you can.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Very exciting.
how's your love life going?
Oh, I was going to talk about my gym life.
Oh, you can talk about your gym life.
But we can get into that too. No, my love life is great. I got in a relationship recently. You know this. But
But kimchi fried rice doesn't.
kimchi fried rice doesn't. Um, this was my good friend freshman year, girl, and we all hung out in the same friend group. And come junior year, it was a good time to confess, or maybe something was different come junior year.
Did
Because
you have feelings for her? Or did she have feelings for you first?
um, she definitely had feelings first. I was erring on the side of don't want to do anything too stupid. We've been in a friend group for way too long, but something had changed coming into junior year that she was willing to make that move per se. But I did end up asking her if we'd be a boyfriend girlfriend. To which she said we should date. So actually, for the longest time, I assumed we were just in a dating phase, kind of like situationship esque. But I very recently, in fact, today, found out that we are actually have been in a relationship for a month.
Did she told you? Did she call you her boyfriend?
Yeah, and she was like,
Wow.
"Oh, we've been in a relationship for a month, dummy." I'm like, "Oh, have we?" That was my exact reaction.
Yeah,
But
it's a very valid reaction. Girls are very confusing with this stuff.
yeah, because I thought it was a sarcastic, "Oh, hey, boyfriend," every time she texts that, because like she made it clear that she still wanted to go on dates before figuring it out.
Mm.
But today it just so happened to be apparent that we were a thing.
Cool.
Things are great though. Things are great.
Any takeaways from this relationship?
Mm,
Lessons learned? Things that kimchi fried rice could learn and then take forward as they move forward with their lives.
I'd say love is a beautiful thing. Um, an opportunity where love presents itself, there's no reason to shy away from it. We are social animals, and social can be good for everyone. At the same time, just understand if this is something that is adding something to your life or taking away from it, and accordingly adjust. But give it a chance at least before and make that decision for yourself.
Mm.
How about yourself? How's your love life?
I don't have a love life per se, but I would say one thing I'm doing this semester more than my previous years in college is just making more of an effort, trying to meet more people, and just like talking to talking to as many girls as possible, just so that I know that when the time comes, and I really do find a girl who I really do like, I'll know how to handle it. So that's just been something I've been working on for
A very logical approach to life, don't you think?
yeah
What would
for.
you say to all the girls who you're giving false hope to?
I don't think I'm giving false hope to any girl. I think they're just
Don't you think at least like one of these girls that you've spoken to maybe caught feelings for you, but deep down you.
so we're on Hinge, right? It's really not possible for a girl to catch feelings over Hinge.
Hmm.
I think we're probably going to go on a date, and if she catches feelings there, then we'll take it from there. We'll figure out what to do. But for now, my idea is just to get out of my comfort zone, meet as many people as possible, while at the same time, like not losing sight of my other responsibilities, um, and just sort of prep myself for moving forward. And if like I find love within this process, just prepping myself, then that's great. Otherwise, then I have a lot to build off of moving forward. But
Don't mind me asking. What is love to you?
it's a deep question.
Talked about finding love, but like, how will you know when you've truly found that love?
I don't know. Um, that's a question that I think you should answer because having been, I mean, I'm not going to state your past relationship history,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to state mine either because I have a very complicated relationship history, as you know. I'm not going to sort of go into that, but what do you think love is? I'm going to twist the question back to you because to me, I feel like it's very complicated, and I don't know when I've fallen in love.
Um, I think at heart we're all, you know, looking out for ourselves more so than for. We have a group of friends. It's great. but we make sure we're okay first before we make sure anyone else is okay. I think love is something where you and that other person have such a deep understanding of one another that you are basically the same person working towards maybe the goals you guys are working towards are different, but them motivating you and you motivating them is a strong enough power to get you both to where you want to get to.
Makes a lot of sense. So you're saying it's not so much like love is just about you both growing together as a as like you're both the same person, just living in
I
two
actually
different
had a
bodies.
friend, I think you mentioned this. It's about you. It's not you against the person. It's you and the person
Against the anti-love.
against the anti love.
I did mention that.
Well said.
So how do you know? I think your question to me was, how do you know when you fall in love? Like,
Hmm. I mean, frankly, I don't. I wish I had that answer, but I don't know if I've fallen in love yet.
hmm,
Um, there is a feeling of like really enjoying spending time with a person, but that could be confused for like infatuation, not love. Like in a honeymoon phase, you could spend 8, 10 hours with a person and still feel like, you know what, I didn't realize the time passed because you have a lot of things to talk about. I feel like it's truly what comes after. Once you
that's when
guys
you know if what you have is real or not.
reach a point of, the day to day, like you guys know everything about each other. How do you still make each other's lives exciting enough while also fueling each other's dreams to get where they want to go to? That's the true test of love, I feel like.
It makes sense. I guess what I'm trying to work on is just being able to pursue a girl. Um, yeah, know what to say without rubbing her the wrong way, but at the same time, making my intentions clear. It's what is finding that balance. That's something which I'm trying to figure out.
Hmm.
Do you have any advice for me as well as the general public? Because I know this is a lot of this is something that a lot of public struggles with, going from Jeffrey to Adonis level. I would say I've definitely exited the Jeffrey level, but I still have a long way to go before I become an Adonis.
Hmm. Just keep putting yourself out there, Can't potentially find love if you
Define putting yourself out there. What does that mean?
just create more opportunities to be talking to more people, that are people you might be attracted to. You know, we have friends who do all types of different things. We have roommates that go to Center City and do like solid core. You could try that out for once. Put yourself in an unfamiliar situation. You might meet someone that, you know, shares similar values to you. That's what I would say.
Mm.
Just wanted to tie this topic back around to what our podcast, I guess, truth be told, was started for. How do you think finding love, or in this case, meeting a partner at least, help you in not just your job search, but,
Becoming a completely employed bum.
becoming a completely employed mom?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't. If anything, it would hurt you from becoming a completely employed bum.
Hmm.
But I think what we need to strive to achieve is like we're men. Uh, we're men who
This is one of our core duties.
is one of our core duties. This is why God put us on this planet. It's to find love.
Hmm.
And balancing that duty out along with our fiduciary responsibilities.
Hmm.
That's just something that all men have to deal with. It's like
Can you
all
say duty 5 times?
no. I'm not dealing with your bullshit respectfully. But yeah, I would say just like because I think objectively, every time you're like talking to a girl or like keep texting her, that's time that you could be using like to solve a weak code problem.
Yeah, that is true.
Like I bet you could have solved like in all the time that you spent with your friend from freshman year, you probably could have done like a significant amount of weed code problems in that time. Like not since freshman year, but like throughout this year, every time that you like interacted with your
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Can I
So
Brings-
like, there's no argument that having a girlfriend helps you with your job search in any way. If anything, it only hurts you. And I just think being able to find that balance where like it does hurt you, but you're still able to achieve your goals is important.
do you not know people who have girlfriends who also found great jobs?
That's what I'm saying because they're able to find that balance where it's like the girlfriend, obviously, like if anything, like she's just a neutral force and like doesn't really help them in terms of finding their jobs. Like for example,
Is this your take on the matter, or is this what people have attested to?
no, this is my take. Everything is my take. I don't really. I just feel like I'm just like obviously like a girl when you're trying to like when you're spending that much time with the person, it'll obviously turn into a distraction, and that's fine. But you just have to navigate around that distraction, minimize the distraction, navigate around it, so that you can still achieve your goals. And as long as you're able to do that, then love is a-okay.
Wow.
That's what I think, at least. But I could be wrong.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
What's your take on the matter?
I think love is a beautiful thing. There's a time and a place for love. You know, right now it's a very crucial period of our lives. So embarking on a journey as big as love can be very daunting. But hey, life's meant to be lived.
There's a time and place for love, but sometimes you don't know when love is going to strike you next. That's why when the opportunity presents itself, you'd rather just take it.
Right.
Because you don't know what's going to happen if you don't take it. So I really understand that line of reasoning. The only boundary is just when it becomes.
Would you not take the same take with the company you just got?
What do you mean?
As a minimally employed bum. Like, you have the opportunity.
Yeah, I signed.
So if you... We don't need to get into the logistics.
Yeah, we really shouldn't get into the logistics. It's going to be an off-the-camera conversation.
Okay.
But yeah, remind me to explain further into this.
Of course.
Interesting topic.
Of course. And, you know, in the last few minutes of this podcast conversation, what do you think are some next steps? What do we work on next week, next month, leading up to officially becoming completely employed bums?
I think these next few weeks are objectively the biggest turning point in my life.
Keep talking. Of your life? Of our lives?
I can't talk about your life. I think your life is...
No, I agree.
But my life, personally, like, I have one shot. I have, like, one interview, which I need to do really well on. And if I do, then my life just goes into a completely different stratosphere. That's just how it is.
Atish Kaza is no longer the minimally employed bum. He is the Jane Street, the face of Jane Street.
I mean, not the face, more the tail end, because I'm trying to recruit towards the end of the season. But still, yeah.
You are working your way to the top.
I'm working my way. And I think sort of recognizing that, like, I have an opportunity at hand, and it's in my hands what I do with it.
Opportunity in your hand, and it's in your hands. Because it's in your hand, because the opportunity is in your hand.
Opportunity is in my hand. I just need to snatch it.
Wow. Very exciting.
I think there's a lot I need to work on between now and December 3rd. But I think I can do. I think I can do it. It's just going to require a lot of discipline.
I think you can too.
Yeah.
Very exciting times in store, and I'm sure
truly exciting.
You know, we have many more updates, and we reach great heights. The both of us. I truly wish that for us.
I agree.
I think the podcast is kind of coming to an end. In 30 seconds, we would hit the 30-minute mark. So, any closing remarks?
No closing remarks other than just like, keep fighting. Ups and downs happen for everyone, but the downs can only become big ups. Keep fighting.
The downs can only become big ups. I think with that,
the downs can only become big ups on the conditional that you keep fighting.
On the condition that you keep fighting. That being said, thank you.